Wow, 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 wow. I don't know how you're feeling, but I am hot on fire. Can you tell in my voice? Can you tell in my disposition? Can you tell? I am finding it very hard to sit still. And I don't know what's happening on Facebook. I'm not able to see it. I don't know what's happening on social media. But the report I'm receiving is positive. I'm receiving report that there are so many viewers logged in right now. They are logged in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Are logged into the platform right now, listening, tuned in. Everybody is welcome to the table. And we have many countries represented here and many continents. This is from an hour ago. So I can't wait to see what is happening right now. But from an hour ago or longer, we had Gambia in the house. We had Mauritius. We had South Africa, USA, Kenya, Mexico, UK, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Brazil, Guyana, Nigeria, Comoros, Qatar, India, Zimbabwe, and the list goes on. I am waiting for the most updated list. This was more than an hour ago. And look how many countries are tuned in. Look how many people are being transformed, how many people are being touched. This is what this platform is all about. This is Leading Edge Impact Youth Forum, and this is brought to you by Coaches of Influence Foundation in collaboration with Global Youth Leaders Network. And these are all organizations that are working with young people. These are organizations that are focused on transformation. And our topic today is focusing on how we can educate youth to understand what value they can bring to the economy. The topic today is effective youth participation in economic growth. And this topic is derived from the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 8, which zeroes in on decent work and economic growth. I am so full, but we are not done yet. We invited you to the table and we are still seated at the table. So please be seated, grab water if you need to, grab your coffee if you need to, grab some snack if you need to, grab a friend, grab a boss, grab a coworker, grab another youth, grab a leader, grab a follower, grab a mentee and a mentor, grab everybody you can and direct them, because all roads are leading to this platform, Leading Edge Impact Youth Forum. Thank you all for joining, and keep inviting, keep sharing, keep drawing people to come, because their lives will be transformed when they join this platform. Our final speaker, that doesn't mean we're done. We're still on, we're still seated. And because we invited you to the table, I hope that you will allow us to rise up first before you leave the table. Allow the invitees to get, but because we are seated, we please encourage you to be seated. And our final speaker is an influential leader representing the continent of Africa at the table of dialogue. And I am so pleased, it's an honor for me to invite to this table Honorable Karu Simon Elisha, all the way from Nigeria. Nigeria in the house. Honorable Simon, are you ready?
Yes, I am, absolutely. Patiently waiting.
All right, your camera is not on, so we cannot see you.
Yeah, I can see you. I think the moderator will have to put it on, because I'm on the video as well.
Okay, we'll work on that technical part for now. Let's focus on the dialogue, because we shared your video some weeks ago on social media. Were you speaking?
Yeah, it tells me that I am on the show and everyone can see and hear me.
Okay, all right, great. So we will, like I said, we'll focus on the content here, because you bring so much. And we had the privilege to share your video some days ago and a week ago on our social media platforms, and telling people who you are, and they will get to hear from you. And what you have to share is the biggest introduction that the audience can have. So Honorable Karu, you have a very impressive biography. However, there are some contributions that you have made that just cannot be omitted from this dialogue. They are very relevant to this dialogue. Honorable, you are a current member of the 9th National Assembly of Nigeria. And way before you ventured into politics, you were the first elected YMCA Northern Zone Youth President. And you currently serve as the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Human Rights at the National Assembly. And you are also the current Secretary of the Young Parliamentarian Forum of the 9th Assembly of Nigeria. Honorable Karu, welcome to the table of dialogue presented by Coaches of Influence Foundation and Global Youth Leaders Network.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, Honorable. Your contribution in this, there you go, now we can see you. Your contribution in this dialogue is going to center on how unemployment and unattractive wages can lure youth into terrorism, and the truth that investing in youth can counter terrorism. That will be the center of our focus in this dialogue. So, Honorable Karu, I will go, unless you have something you want to say, I want to dive right into the dialogue.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation to be on this platform, and also to contribute my little experience in community service and in politics as it is currently. Once again, thank you very much, and I appreciate the connection that we were able to establish a couple of years ago. This is what it has yielded, and I'm so glad and proud of this connection. You mentioned unemployment and terrorism in Africa. Well, I would like to look at it from the fact that those are just indicators of certain energy that rests and lies within the African continent. And being the wealthiest continent in the world, Africa is bound to face quite a lot of challenges. And what makes us indeed the wealthiest nation and a superpower in the world is our ability to counter and overcome this dynamics of problems and social, political and socio-economic issues we have in Africa. So I am of the opinion that terrorism and unemployment is a matter of leadership. It's a matter of how well we're able to flip the coin. Africa, like I said, being the wealthiest in the world, has virtually every form of resource that the world has. There's hardly any source of, there's hardly any value, be it in terms of wealth, of mineral or human resource, or any form of economic value that the world has that is not represented in Africa. Africa has a fraction of everything that the world has. So I look beyond the circumstances of unemployment and terrorism that has been evident. If Africa has faced this numerous colonial era, pre-slavery to slavery era to post-colonial, post-slavery, and we're still riding on as Africans. What it means is that Africans are resilient, and then we have a future that is right before us. I'm confident that Africa will overcome this in no distant time. And this leads me to talk about in reference to what the African continent has actually designed as a vision, which we call the Africa we want. Looking at the contents of the Agenda 2063, Africa is set for prosperity, and Africa is set to put these negative indices and dynamics behind us. So I'm confident that Africa is prosperous, and Africa will definitely overcome this in no distant time.
Awesome, awesome. Are you listening, young people? Is this not encouraging? I love what you said, Honorable. You said Africa is the wealthiest continent, and we are not only wealthy because of resources. We're not only wealthy because of natural resources, but the ability to weather the storm. Oh my God, that is so powerful. Young people, I hope you're listening. Honorable is saying that you are strong, you are resilient, you are able to weather the storm, because some of the issues that exist in Africa, they cannot exist in some other continents. They will not, but we weather it. You are standing strong, and things are happening. I'm very excited. Honorable, how do you think Nigeria, and I before I go there to the question, I like what you stated. Terrorism is a matter of leadership. It reminds me of our mentor, you and I, our mentor, John Maxwell, what he says. He said, everything rises and falls on leadership. not some
Absolutely.
things, not some things, all things considered. Terrorism is also not a matter of disrupting youth. It's not a matter of ungrateful youth. It's not a matter of youth who think they deserve everything. Terrorism is a matter of leadership. I hope
Yeah,
our leaders are listening. Everything
absolutely.
rises and falls on leadership, including terrorism. That is so powerful. And you talked about the Vision 2016, which is the Africa we want. Young people, I hope you are buckling your seatbelts, and I hope you're writing your vision right now as you're listening. How can you be a part of this Africa we want? What are you doing today to position yourself to make economic impact in Africa and contribute to taking Africa to the place where everybody envisions is to be? This is so powerful, Honorable. I have a question for you, though. How do you think Nigeria and Africa as a whole can meet SDG 8 amidst their current security and economic challenges?
Well, it takes me back to my earlier introduction that not in terms of human resources, not in terms of natural resources like mentioned earlier, but it is wealthy in terms of the human potentials we have. I still call it potential because some are yet to understand and unlock what they have. And that is what SDG 8 talks about. But rather than talking about SDG 8, which is centered on promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all, I would rather speak from the African perspective, where we have an agenda called the Africa We Want, Agenda 2063, which states that that's the aspiration one. Aspiration one states a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. If you look at what we have as the SDG 8 and the number one aspiration for Africa, it tells you that while SDG looks at it as number 8, Africa looks at it as number 1 because we are the wealthiest of nations. So I am confident that what the Africa we want is a reality, is a vision. And I love what the last speaker mentioned in terms of the population in Africa and the index of the demography that will look like in the next 30 to 40 years. It is projected by the Africa Union that Africa will become the youngest in the next 30 years, with close to 80% of Africa's population younger than the age of 20. This is a huge resource, but except you understand that we have a powerful category of people who are the most productive workforce, and Africa is going to own them in the next 30 years. So I am confident that we will fly as a world power, not just in wealth, but in terms of every forms of economic development and wealth. So I see that Africa has already positioned herself to take its place in the world by making the first aspiration what the United Nations has as SDG8. We have it as our number one aspiration. And it is in focusing on our human resource, not our natural resources, that makes Africa take the leading position in defining what our world looks like post-COVID era.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. You know what? I was right there in the middle of taking notes. I am learning. I am also soaking in because Honorable Karu, I know you personally, and I know you are a wealth of knowledge. Oh my God. Africa is wealthy. This is what you say. In human capacity. We are wealthy because of the people. But the thing is that, like Honorable said, most people in Africa, especially the youth, may be unaware of what they carry, may be unaware. Young people, I hope you are listening. Africa is ready for transformation. Not only what we see on the outside, but we are ready for inward transformation, because transformation begins from the inside, and a transformed human being brings transformation around them. So Africa is ready to work on itself inside. So I hope that those of you watching and listening, and those that will watch later on, as young people of Africa, we are counting on you. The reason we are working so hard and burning the midnight candle and sleepless nights and laboring, because we believe in you. And I hope that you believe in yourself enough to know that you can bring the transformation that Africa it hungers for. Honorable Karu, what do you think is required to enable Nigeria or Africa to meet SDG 8 and many other goals that are set out there?
Well, I think it's simple. Just like I said earlier, that Africa is set already to take its place in the world. We should look at Aspiration 6, and I would want to quote that. It says, an African whose development is people-driven, relying on the potential of African people, especially its women and youth, caring for children. So I think Africa has got it right already, because that's our aspiration number 6, understanding the potential of the people, particularly the youth and women, and not excluding children. We need to invest more in developing the capacities, the cognitive capacities of our young people, tailored into the various sectors for development. We must identify these potential values that are within Africa, from our culture to the skills we have, to the artisan skills we have, to transform them to advanced technologies. How do you improve the life of a young carpenter to become a world power producer of furniture and the rest of other materials that is carved out of wood? Africa has the natural resources embedded there. What we need to do is to translate our human capacities into workable opportunities that will give us the desired result and expected result of Africa we want. But I think I would like to contextualize the Africa we want to an individual. It is not enough for Africa to design a vision which is as laudable as the Africa we want 2063 project. It is best for Africa to translate this into programs and to also take the individual citizens and let these individuals own the process. Africa can have fantastic policies, we can have fantastic design of programs, but so long as it does not translate the life of the young man moving on the streets of Nairobi, the young girl in Sudan, the young person in Borno in Nigeria, so long as they do not feel the effects of this transformed individuality, Africa we want 2063 will come and pass, and nothing will change in Africa. So I think that the African government and the young people we have today need to demand for accountability, first from the citizens, and second from our government. A lot of times when we talk about accountability, we are quick to look at politicians, what our politicians are doing. But the citizens have the second leg of accountability to demand for it. So I am confident that the young people who are privileged to be part of this conversation will begin to chart a course for a new Africa, for a new Nigeria, and for a new world power, which is the African continent.
Wow, 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 wow. You are inspiring young people. We have a lot of young people in our network in that follow us and watch these programs, and they are aspiring politicians. And many of them have not seen good examples of politicians. Many of them have not heard politicians speak eloquently. And right now they are so inspired. They are sending kudos. They are sending love. They are sending comments. You are shaking them. You are moving them. Young people, listen. Listen, what I'm getting from Honorable Karu is similar to what I got from the previous speakers. And he is simply saying, you need to think about the education you're pursuing today. Think about the training programs that you're running and attending. Think about all the mentorship programs that you belong to. Think about the job that you're pursuing. Stop and ask yourself a question. What is this job? What is this training? What is this program? What is it adding to my life? What is it getting me out of? According to Honorable Collins, he said education is supposed to bring you out of something. And you are supposed to stop and ask yourself questions. Training programs, education and employment, jobs and entrepreneurship and all these things that young people are plugged into right now. Honorable, you'll agree with me that it is supposed to bring them out of darkness into light. It is supposed to bring them out of the place of redundancy to relevance. It's supposed to bring them out of the place of hopelessness to I can do it. It is supposed to bring them out of the place of sitting around and waiting for opportunities to rising up and going after opportunities. This is what the Africa that we want to see. This is the Africa that we deserve. This is the continent that we want to see. This is the agenda that we are driving on this platform. Young people of all nations, all continents, all tribes, listen up, listen up, listen up. Honorable, we have one more question for you. We can stay here all day because I love to dialogue with you. You are so deep and you are so full of knowledge. But Honorable, when do you think the Nigerian, let's focus now on Nigeria. When do you think the Nigerian youth should step up based on your confidence in them? Because I follow you and I hear you speak about the youth in Nigeria on many platforms, and your heart is with the Nigerian young people. Your heart is with the youth population, and you are looking for their best interest. You are not looking to prostitute them, but you are looking to bring them out of that place of prostitution into the place of liberation and impact. When do you think that these Nigerian youth should step up based on your confidence in them to champion development in Nigeria? I think we just lost Honorable, but I believe that he will come back. But viewers, oh my goodness, viewers, are you moved? Are you touched? Are you being impacted? I'm not hearing from you. Let us see those comments coming through. Tell us how you're feeling. But quickly, let me share some data with you, data that I have received. From the last 45 minutes or so, we have had more than 1,800 viewers on the different platforms. And I think this is only coming from two platforms. We are not even accounting for the YouTube. We are not accounting for YouTube. Coaches of Influence Foundation YouTube is streaming. Facebook pages of Coaches of Influence Foundation and Global Youth Leaders Network are streaming, and LinkedIn pages are streaming. But this data, I believe, is only coming from a couple of sources. And on those couple of sources, in the last 45 minutes, we had more than 1,800 people watching. We had more than 75 shares on those platforms. And we had so many comments going back and forth on those platforms. People are being shaken. People are being moved. People are being rattled. The foundation is shaking. Oh my goodness, young people, join the dialogue. But I have great news. Honorable Simon Karu is back in the house. I just love this leader. And he is so full of knowledge, full of power. And we really want to hear from him. Tell us about the youth in Africa, the youth in Nigeria, about when they can step up based on the confidence that he has in them, based on the confidence that Coaches of Influence Foundation have in them, based on the confidence that Global Youth Leaders Network have in them to champion development in Nigeria and in Africa. Is Honorable Karu ready?
Yes, I am.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you very much. And sorry for going off. I kept struggling with my computer. And then much later, I decided to use my phone. I don't know if the computer is jealous of this presentation, but my computer, my handset is more powerful than the computer. So it has
That's
given me
right.
access back on the internet. So
That's
once
right.
again, thank you very much. And I had your question correctly. I would say that now is the time for the African youth to step up.
Mm.
Contrary to world's opinion about COVID-19 and its effects in Africa, there is no greater blessing that Africa has ever had like the COVID-19.
Mm.
Post COVID-19 will justify the abundance that will come to Africa. Look at it. COVID has taken everything online. This very event might have been hosted in the US,
Mm-hmm.
but COVID has made it open to everybody around the world
That's
at
right.
no cost. All you need to do is to log on.
Mm-hmm.
So this enough is a blessing in itself. So
Right.
there's no better time for the African youth to rise up than an opportunity like that. If the political space have been taken over by some political bigots who have refused to allow spaces for young people to get involved, the COVID era has shifted the dynamics and changed the narrative that everything has to be technology based. And there is no category, there is no demography of the world population that has the highest number of persons participating in IT and online activities than the young people. So I feel this is the best time for young people to get involved. And I want to call on young people here and outside Africa that leadership is a river, not a reservoir, a marathon, not a race. So let the water flow and don't forget to pass the baton when it is time to hand over to somebody else. This is what will make Africa great, because in Africa, so many leaders have sat on political offices and have refused to give spaces for young people. Let's remind them that it's a baton, and also remind them that it's a river. Let it flow. Once again, thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this show, and I feel very blessed to be part of it. And God bless you.
You see, Honorable Karu, you just touch a nerve there. Leaders in current seats must understand that this is a baton. It is not meant to be held and hoarded or broken. It's meant to be handled carefully and passed on to the next generation, to the next runners up. And you are imploring all leaders to release the baton. Release it and pass it on. We have some capable young people. We have some ready young people. We have some amazing young people. We have some prepared young people. Young people who are well marinated, well seasoned. They have been working. It is a baton, release it. It is a baton, release it, because we need to hear more voices. And I am so excited about this platform, Honorable, because we will get to, as we progress month by month, we will start bringing, like we did in the last forum also, we brought youth from different parts of the world so they can tell us what they are doing. We need the world to see how ready the young people are to take on the leadership baton. Thank you so much, Honorable, for all the great work that you are doing in Nigeria.
You're welcome.
You are a force to reckon with. You are not just a politician, but you are a leader who understands needs of young people and where your influence matters. I wish you all the best in your vision to design a new governance model to develop Nigeria and have vulnerable population. I follow you very closely. I am always inspired by what you have to say. I know a leader, I can smell a leader from a distance, and I can say, sir, you just happen to be serving in politics, but you are a leader at heart. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you for lifting up the youth of Nigeria and for lifting up the youth of Africa and consequently, the youth of the nations of the world. Everybody that heard you today is transformed in one way or the other. Thank you so much, Honorable. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.